I feel that there is kind of like this break in the atmosphere where you're able to emerge from it and you're able to find some refuge, find some help, find some assistance. And you're coming into this month in a spirit of like, rebuilding your self-esteem. Okay, so whatever was broken down last month in January, you're slowly rebuilding your self-esteem. You're rebuilding your sense of self-confidence. And I feel that you are slowly emerging from these difficulties in the past. It seems like you went through a very karmic phase in the past, and I would say like the past 5 years even. So this is a good card overall, especially in the reverse position, okay? In terms of your second house, the second house deals with finances. It deals with how you make money as well as values. So let's talk about your financial situation. This is like a lot of hard work that is required in order to move things along. A lot of things that are going to be on the table, a lot of projects that you need to handle. And it seems as if, you know, you're inundated with a lot of responsibilities, kind of like taking on the weight of the world on your shoulders. So this is a month just to be prepared for it. There is going to be a major sense of a time crunch, okay? And Geminis, you tend to be a little bit more scattered with your time and your energy. So just be careful that you set down a more rigid work schedule for yourself. Don't procrastinate. Don't leave things to the last minute, because I feel like this is a burdensome card. It basically means a lot of things will be coming your way unexpectedly, and a lot of unexpected detours, last minute amendments that you're going to need to make, as well as just overall this sense of like having a lot of work on your table. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Make sure you don't leave things to the last minute, because there's a major time crunch the 10th of the month, as well as the end of the month, okay? So keep that in mind. In terms of your values as well, with the 10 of Wands, what it basically means is that I feel like this is a card about, trudging ahead in a difficult manner, okay? So people might not agree with what you're doing, and might not agree with your system, might not agree with your ethics or even your values, whatever you consider to be your innate values. But I feel like you are trudging on, your soldiering on despite the opposition. And both of these cards confirm to me that, no matter what, you've got somebody on your side that will really, that believes in you despite the opposition. So in terms of your communication style, there is a little bit of a warning here that we need to be careful about, okay? We have here the King of Pentacles in the reverse position. So this is somebody in the upright position. This is somebody that is very, very, I want to say like deliberate with their speech. Okay. They make sure that they have facts and figures. They make sure that everything they say can be fact checked. They make sure that everything they come to the table with, everything that they bring to the table with, is secure and sound. As it relates to your communication for this month, this is something you want to be very careful about, okay? So status and prestige is greatly linked up with this person, all right? So you might be dealing with this person heavily, and I do feel like whatever ideas you bounce off of this person, this being an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, whatever you bounce ideas off this person, I feel like you want to make sure that they give you constructive feedback and honest feedback, because I feel like they might not want to hurt your feelings. They might not want to, cause a rift or cause strife within the relationship or the interaction. So they might not give you the whole truth, but you want to be a little bit careful when it comes to communication overall. As it relates to your personal communication, this is a card about, shooting off at the hips, maybe expressing yourself in a way where not all the facts are clear. So you want to be really, really careful about, representing yourself in a way that is tempered, that is deliberate, that is accurate. Also in the reverse position, I feel like, public image, sense of self-esteem, sense of prestige can also be undermined by the way we communicate. So just be careful. It's heavily linked up with this Five of Pentacles energy. So I feel like, maybe lessons being repeated, but I do sense you want to be extremely careful with your communication with this card, okay? In terms of your fourth house, which deals with, family, the family you grew up in, the family that you hope to create for yourself, the family that you have established right now, as well as the mother figure. And I'm not gonna touch too heavily unless the energy calls out to touch on, mother, father. I'm just gonna talk about the family situation. We have here the Eight of Swords, and this is a card about feeling a little bit stuck, okay? Feeling as if we are a little bit stifled, feeling almost as if the environment is not entirely comfortable for whatever reason, okay? So, in the mundane sense, it can denote a situation where you might, some of you might have experienced some health issues and your mobility is going to be restricted somehow. There might be issues with like cars, transportation, cars waiting on other people in order to go places. So I feel like there is a lot of wait time. There's a lot of I see people waiting for their cars, waiting for buses, waiting for drivers, waiting on people in order to move about. So I feel like you are home relatively actually a lot more than you would be other months. And I feel as well that the home environment, it's not entirely stifling, but it just feels as if your sense of timing is dependent upon something else, something external to you. So it's like you're not entirely free to move about, you're not entirely free to act, and you're not entirely at all at ease, even within your home environment, which is supposed to be your haven, your comfort zone. So there's a sense of feeling ill at ease, okay? As it relates to, family dynamics overall, the Eight of Swords is kind of like knowing where we stand with other people. So this is like stuck energy. When it shows up in the reverse, it's kind of like all the swords are lifted, all the restrictions are lifted within your interpersonal relationship. So you know where you stand with people, other people know where they stand with you. I do feel like some of you might have some quarrels with siblings. If you are living in close proximity to them, even though, you might live literally next door, there's some type of an emotional rift. And I also feel like a values difference, like a differences in values where you both can't really see eye to eye. So you choose not to see each other on a regular basis. So there is heavy energy here regarding, needing to fix some relationships as it pertains to siblings. And for those of you who do not have siblings, if you're the only child, you don't have you didn't grow up in a blended family. Basically, what it means is that, focusing on communication so that you don't isolate the people around you. So there's something here. I feel like this might be a little bit of a sore spot for this month. So it's just better to take care of them as they come up. Okay. Sixth house. I'm sorry, this is the fifth house. The fifth house deals with recreation, fun, creativity, okay? Things that you do for personal enjoyment, things that you enjoy doing. And the people as well that you are associating with when you are doing these creative things to entertain yourself. So, for example, if you like to go out, just drinking or even dining, concerts, these are the people that you are interacting with. We have here the Three of Cups in the reverse, and this is not usually like a positive card showing up in the reverse position because it indicates a lot of gossip, a lot of he said, she said, a lot of drama that is brewing within your social circle that you want to remove yourself from. And additionally, it indicates kind of feeling almost as if you don't really fit in somewhere. And that's not always a bad thing. It's like if you don't fit in with a specific group, it might not be the right people for you to associate yourself with to begin with. So I feel like there's a sense of feeling cast out in the cold, feeling almost as if you're too different from other people and so you don't really fit in, and feeling kind of out of place, out of sorts. So there's some challenges as well when it comes to your friendships, okay? And as it relates to creative activities with the Three of Cups, the Cups energy usually indicates something creative that we enjoy doing as a pastime or as an outlet. And I just feel with your work house so heavily aspected, it seems almost as if you're not going to have free time to go out and socialize. And I do sense because of it, you might feel this emotional disconnect from the people that are that you normally associate with. So You're busy. You might not even have the time to, really go out and socialize. There might even be some type of a geographical distance, geographical, like, I feel like you might not be close to them in proximity to allow you to, socialize with them. Now, in terms of your sixth house, this basically deals with work, as well as your health, as well as your daily routine, okay? Let's talk about your daily routine. The Eight of Cups in the reverse, in the upright position. Sorry for the slip. I've been doing this all night with your video, so I apologize. The Eight of Cups in the upright position basically indicates a situation that we have devoted a lot of energy, a lot of time in, and we're not going to be able to go through with it. So, it's like walking away from a project or something that you've devoted a lot of time in. So as it relates to your regular routine, I do feel that there is a major switcheroo when it comes to your schedule, when it comes to your everyday routine, when it comes to your everyday planning. So if you had a calendar and you had like a planner and you had like, certain activities that needs to be done, I feel like there's a drastic, major transformation within your daily routine. Whatever you used to do for leisure activity, for fun, recreation, you're not going to be able to do these things this much this month. And I feel mainly it's because work is putting a little bit of a dampened energy on your routine, okay? In terms of health, be very careful. I do see a lot of like late nights, a lot of caffeine consumption, a lot of, I do sense as well, alcohol consumption, like, taking a nightcap, for example, to help you sleep because you're past that point of exhaustion. I feel a lot of you are staying up very late at night. And so, just take care of yourself. Get a lot of water, get plenty of liquids, and, try to flush out toxins as well, is what I'm sensing. I do see like knee joints injuries as well. So just be very careful when you are walking. Don't overexert yourself and, at the gym. Like I do see water retentions, knee issues, water retention. Okay. Let me see. The last thing that I haven't touched upon is your work situation. And your work situation, whatever you have invested yourself in, the past 8 months, the past 8 years, whatever you have built up from the ground up and you are emotionally very much invested in, I feel like you're going to have to walk away from it and seek something new. That's what it's saying here with this card. Now, in terms of your relationship sector, we do have a little bit of a mixed bag card, and there are a lot of messages that comes through. Usually with major arcana cards, there are quite a few messages that come through. Seventh house deals with work partnerships as well as business partnerships and romantic partnerships, okay? Let's talk about romance, first of all. We have the world in the reverse position. And the world in a reverse position as it relates to a romantic partner and the type of partner that is in your life. Some of you are involved with this person, and the world usually indicates, differences like culturally, linguistically, ethnically, as well as values. And so if it's in the reverse position, it basically means, there are going to be some obstacles and barriers in terms of how you communicate with each other, how you show affection, how you show love, and whether or not you're able to agree eye to eye on with very, like on the mundane level, whether or not you are compatible. So I do see a little bit of lack of compatibility overall. The world usually indicates a very lustful energy. So it basically means being very physically attracted to somebody. The chemistry is quite strong. But whether or not it's compatible, that's another story here, because there might be geographical distance, there might be cultural divide, there might be too many different ideas between, like the ways of doing, ways of behaving, ways of being that you have with your current relationship partner that makes it hard for you both to form a stable, secure relationship. So there's something like that coming through. In terms of work partnerships, I do feel like some of you are thinking if you have a business partnership with somebody, they might be somebody that hails from overseas. They might be at a distance from you. You might be dealing with them heavily. Like, you're on one time zone, they're on the next, and I feel like communicating with each other might require you or the other person to stay up very late at night because of time differences. And with the world in the reverse position, it usually indicates to me some type of publishing too. So for those of you who have recently, sought a publisher in order to link up with them, they would be the financier. You would do the project. I feel that there are some delays when it comes to the creative fields, work in the creative fields, as well as business partnerships as it relates to like publishing, marketing, advertising. Okay. Let me see. Lastly, I do sense as well, they're saying here, there has been some type of business deals that needs to be revisited, mainly because I feel almost as if things were not wrapped up correctly. Okay, so this is kind of like the end of a cycle. When it shows up in the reverse, it basically means, things need to be revisited because they were not wrapped up properly. Eighth house deals with joint finances, and we have here the Page of Pentacles. So some of you might literally have your assets linked up with another person. That is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. For some of you, it might be a sibling. For some of you, I do have here the King of Pentacles as well as the Page. This usually indicates like family too. We have a lot of family generational cards here. So financial resources linked up with family, linked up as well with siblings, linked up with this specific earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This person is what I call the apprentice, okay? This is somebody like, they don't know everything they're supposed to do just yet. They're still in the preliminary training stages, and they're still trying to, figure out their skills. They're trying to figure out their weaknesses, and they're trying to learn the ropes. They are generally very, very reliable, but you still need to keep a little bit of one eye on them, because I feel like they get distracted easily. So this is somebody that you're dealing with. And on the more, I guess, like on the more negative aspect of it, it can be somebody who is a little bit more frivolous with money. And it's somebody that that likes shiny objects, is what I'm sensing, like attention problems, shiny objects, okay? Let me see if there's anything else coming through with this card here. What they're saying here, like the 8th house is traditionally a psychic house, and it also deals with sex, death, regeneration. I feel like the way that you're making money is going to be transformed drastically this year. And I'm sorry, this month, in the month of February. So there's something here about, a new situation emerging. If you have recently walked away from a job, you're starting something else, and it seems like you're a little bit underpaid, okay? So you're starting something brand new, and it seems almost as if you have to work from the ground up in order to build up your foundation all over again. That's what it feels like to me. 9th house deals with education. And this is also a little bit of a sore spot for you guys. So I'm going to look at the 9th house and the 10th house together, because this is education and this is the career path. With the Hierophant in the reverse position, I feel like some of you, I'm sensing like there's a little bit of regrets associated with this card. It's almost as if your parents told you, stay in school, make sure you graduate from college, make sure you get those straight A's. And then in your youth, you might have been like, what's the point? Some people dropped out of school and they got really, really good jobs. And I feel like sometime for this month, you're going to realize the importance of education. You're going to realize that my parents were right. And you're going to realize as well that, like a lot of the times, some people don't graduate from college for whatever reason. They might have gone to school and then dropped out of their own volition, or there might have not have been enough financial resources. And I feel like the majority of people that has happened to, they do walk around with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. And they feel almost as if, man, I wish I had the money to go to school. And then others, they feel almost as if I'm not smart enough. So this is the card that comes through to let you know that Sometimes people learn in different ways. The traditional method of learning might not be great for everybody. So don't judge your own sense of self-worth, whether or not you finish school, whether or not your friends have finished school and you feel like you're behind. So don't let, this traditional method of learning be something that dictates whether or not you're smart, whether or not you are deserving, whether or not, just don't let it affect your self-worth, okay? Because it's the traditional method is not applicable and it's not effective for everybody. I mentioned earlier that you are a little bit scattered this month. I feel like mentally, because you have so much going on right now in terms of work, that I feel some of you are thinking about possibly returning to school, possibly it feels almost as if you feel that school would have been helpful, because there are a lot of things right now that are on your plate, on your table, that you might not know how to deal with. And so I feel like there's a little bit of information here about those of you who want to return back to school. If you have started and didn't finish it, find a way to do it, okay? It's going to be really beneficial for you, not only to repair your self-esteem, but I feel like it's going to be beneficial on the job front as well, on the work front.